Once upon a time, in the land of black and gold, there lived a magical little gathering known as the Nordecke Book Club. But this was no ordinary club, for its members loved stories as much as they loved the beautiful game. Last month, they were whisked away by As You Wish, a most inconceivable audiobook adventure behind the scenes of the beloved movie Princess Bride. With voices so familiar, it felt like story time with old friends. Now, the tides are turning. This month, we drift into the poetic pages of Water Moon by Samantha Soto Yambo. It's tender, mysterious, and just a wee bit magical, like moonlight dancing on the water, or Darlington Nagby gliding through the bid field. So if your heart beats for books and the black and gold, come wander with us. The Nordecke Book Club awaits, where every book is a new match and every page is a chance to believe in a little bit of magic.
So far, the crew has cleared every hurdle naysayers have placed in their way. Columbus would be home to one of the 10 inaugural teams. Columbus has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans. Well, it's boys night out.
Hello, welcome to the club. This is Mars, and you're listening to the Upper 90 Club. A rare off week podcast about the Columbus crew. We've got Ben Mort, Trey, and Haas here, as well as Morgan Hughes from
Timothy Hughes,
from his fame on X, right? That's where you made your fortunes.
Yeah, all those sponsored posts that you've seen, I'm getting paid for them.
Quit making money.
So off week this week, but glad to have Morgan with us. We have some crew news, and also a good reason to hang out with you guys again on this Sunday night, in our traditional vampire fashion, late into the evening. So tip of the hat. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Hello.
So no crew game. We saw there was a U.S. game against Turkey. Is that how you say that?
Turkey yay.
Turkey yay.
I didn't watch it. It takes too much effort to find the channel. I don't know how you guys do that, but
I watched it in Spanish on Peacock.
Okay.
Yeah, because the main feed was you had to watch like Clint Dempsey and
the guy
awful.
from Men in Blazers. Yeah.
Was that on TNT?
No, that was on
TNT had to wait for
True
tennis
TV.
to be over.
Yeah, I turned it to TNT and it was tennis, and I was like, not today, Satan.
No, the worst part was I recorded it, turned it on, and it was already in the 9th minute, and we were up 1-0. And I was like, "What the hell happened?" And then I tried to rewind it, and it showed me the exact same thing, and switched over to
the
True
Pat
TV.
McAfee occasion of just like everything, like everything has to be like dudes without sleeves on, sitting on their couch, just like bullshitting about something that's happening, instead of hiring like competent people to talk about the game. Like,
I don't know Pat McAfee.
You don't?
Am I crazy?
Instead, what if we
you do.
did?
You do. He's the ESPN starlet.
Oh yeah,
He's
No,
great.
dude,
I
I
mean,
don't
he's
know that-
like funny, but like he's
People were saying the TST Pat McAfee team. They were like, I hate
Yeah.
how much they talk about him. I'm like, I don't know who this is. I
just
thought he was
kicked-
the guy that owned the
No.
antivirus software. Isn't that
No.
McAfee? I just assumed I was like some rich dude. I was like,
yeah.
the one that
Pat
emails me and
McAfee
says I
made-
just
no,
bought
yeah.
a subscription for 2 years and please press this link to make sure you don't.
you got to press that link.
don't charge
Got
us?
to pet
Yeah,
that dog.
I watched like 10 minutes of that coverage once it stopped being the TNT feed and it was them talking. And they didn't talk about anything happening on the screen for the 10 minutes that I had it on. And it was like, okay, I'm flipping back over to TNT.
Which, when done well, is fine.
Sure.
That can actually be a good, like experience to watch games. But like, I
they were
don't know.
talking to Chris Paul. They were
is
like,
all
how
right.
did you get into basketball?
Oh, get out
It's like,
of here.
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Why
was
are
that
you having this
the Dempsey
conversation right
thing?
now?
Was
Yes.
McAfee?
Yeah.
Man,
It was
I
him,
saw
Matt
when they
Blazers.
on
had
there.
last year, 2 years ago, when they had Dempsey and Davies and maybe one other on Paramount. It was hard to watch.
I do.
It was like super awkward.
Yeah,
Hey,
I think it was Landon Donovan.
I don't think it was him, but it was just
He's just
it
hard
was
to
like
listen to.
kind of trying to, I don't know, they were like soccer players who had at that point, I think, like zero broadcasting experience and were just kind of filling the air with bros and
let Charles Barkley
cars speeding by and that kind of thing.
I live on Summit Street.
That was one of your sick drops from Aces. Good.
I don't even notice it anymore.
I don't even hear cars and see gender.
I literally don't hear cars. I hear motorcycles. Motorcycles I want to fill balloons with coyote urine and throw them at them, but cars don't bother me.
Okay, so the U.S. did play. I've told you guys privately that I've had a hard time. I mean, I've had a hard time just kind of tactic. As I said, like I feel like I'm actually unable to figure out how to watch a game. But if I could just turn on the TV and the game was starting, I think I'd have a hard time doing that too, because we're already sealed. The U.S. is sealed to be into the World Cup. Every game they're playing is somewhat of a friendly. This may have even just been a plain old friendly.
It was.
So why watch? It's, like what's exciting about
still trying to figure out who's on the team.
But I felt like that until like game 2 of group stage.
Aren't playing in the Gold Cup. So like this entire summer of national team men's national team doesn't really matter because everyone's like, I'm tired.
Yeah, and this is not Gold Cup, right? This is just.
I have my thoughts on that. I say screw it and do like how South Korea and some of these nations did it. They just put a bunch of players together for like half a year and just trained them, and then played and did a pretty good job. I swear we probably can't do no worse.
Yeah, I agree.
Take some players and train them up.
So, Mars, I'll tell you why you watched the U.S. game, because our boy Max Arfston was starting.
Okay,
that's why.
Okay.
Yep.
And Zawadzki and Schulte were supposed to play, but they got hurt on turf. They got hurt in turf.
Max played pretty well.
Too well.
Yeah, he played. Man, I don't know.
So he had went for 65 minutes. He had 2 shots, neither of them on target. 51 touches, and earned a 5.8 rating on FOTMob.
33 stepovers.
Yep, as the U.S. lost 1-2 against Turkey.
I thought he played well. I know that like the header was just wide, but I thought he was way better than a 5.8.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I thought it was solid.
But
yep.
Turkey was a good team.
Gave him.
Well, it's a good team.
Half the team plays for like Fibonacci.
Pronunciations brought to you by the idiots of Upper 90 Club.
And the other the Fibonacci sequence. I know. I'll write down ding.
Yeah. But you said something.
And then
you told
Benfica and the main guy plays for Real Madrid, the guy up top that Johnny got the assist for.
The young guy. I think he's like 20.
Yeah. Wild. So
yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
and I'm it's a bummer that Schulte got hurt.
Yep. I think it's more of a bummer that Zawadzki. I still think Zawadzki in that back would be better than
what Schulte's got. What, like another 3 weeks on the original expectation?
Schulte's original diagnosis was 2 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
What a crazy world we live in. Where the team can literally say that, and people are like, okay, cool, yeah, that sounds good. Like
24 to 10,000 hours. It's like
from that injury is less than 2 weeks from when he got from right now.
Right.
And 6 weeks is like, like the summer transfer window is closed.
Yeah. Hey Morgan, I'm coming over. I'll be there in 10 minutes or tomorrow.
or 7 days.
Yeah.
It feels like they do that stuff when they're about to be traded sometimes.
No,
does that feel weird?
Stop. I'm gonna take 1 week off.
Bobby Puerto Rico.
Ben's got the tinfoil hat. Okay, so speaking of watching a game because a player on your team is playing, and how we've talked about whether we follow Cucho or other players who have moved on, like Aiden Morris kind of thing. I want to share a quick story about Guillermo Scalotto, who is who's going to be not present for his induction into the Circle of Honor because there was a scheduling conflict for the event that was.
Well, in his defense, he is in season and coaching every weekend right now. So.
Yeah, but we knew that because we knew that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could do like a Wednesday. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I could literally.
I'm sure they'll have a really well produced video, but this guy, he came to the team in 2007. It was right around the time we started watching. Like me and Matt started going to games regularly, and his story is well cataloged. But like when he left. And then he started coaching again. That's the first time I can remember like being really excited about seeing him. What's he gonna do? And he started coaching in Argentina, and then in 2009, when we had a coaching vacancy, and he was let go from I think Boca Juniors.
Yeah, Boca.
Boy, did I want him to coach the Crew, and then we ended up, he got a job at Galaxy.
Yeah.
And
his brother.
This is 2019.
Yeah.
Right?
2019, January of
Okay.
2019.
Okay.
I went and looked this up because I wanted to make sure I remembered it right. And this 2 days later, we hired Porter. And I wonder if they were trying to do it. Do you know, Morgan? If there was things, because the dates were so close.
They went and got Caleb before they went and got Bez. Caleb was like the first. He was available. Caleb was interviewing for the Galaxy job as well.
Okay.
And I think it was, if I'm remembering this correctly, behind the scenes, it was down Caleb. It was like Galaxy or Crew, and Caleb picked Columbus.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely remember Guillermo being involved, not involved on our side, but like the name coming up. And I was like, dude, I could not handle him coming here and becoming like a bad guy.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle wanting Guillermo to get fired.
That's too.
Well,
that's
Caleb,
too smart. I
was worried it was gonna be like where's
I'm
Zia?
firing on
I was like
full endorphin, like dopamine. Get me more Guillermo in here, kind of energy. But he didn't last long at Galaxy.
No,
they were terrible.
19 to 20, so maybe a year.
Yeah, I think
Then he went to Paraguay.
Ibrahimovic was no one's ever said his name like that, but
definitely not.
I should ding that one too. But I think he was on the team then on Galaxy when Schelotto was coaching. But anyway, we've talked about that, like, oh yeah, who cares? These guys, they move on, like who cares? But like I remember being legitimately, like, I think I watched Lannis games, like found a way. I can't figure out how to watch the US, but I'll figure out how to like get a VPN and watch the fucking Lannis so I could see Schelotto coach some games. But
I was heartbroken, like when when we didn't re-sign him.
Yes,
because all he wanted was one more year.
Yeah. And he
went back and played for whoever it was.
Gimnasia La Plata.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And he was like, I will take a huge pay cut. I just want to stay and play one more year. My God. Oh my God. He's a Mario brother. And
wrench in hand.
Yeah. And Mark McCullers was like, no, actually Cole Grossman. Yeah. We are big. we have big plans for Rich Balchin. Yeah. So you're going to have to move on.
So did he play in
Mark.
We could answer these questions, but like, he played the full seasons in 2008 and 2009, and we won the Supporters Shield both of those years.
Yeah.
Anyway,
in 10.
Yeah. So we hit him up. We hit him up this week because the Crew announced
Schelotto, that is.
Yeah, the Crew announced that he was going to be the fourth inductee into the Circle of Honor. This is kind of a herky-jerky process of adding members to the circle, but we're glad. If you asked anyone who is in the circle now, like, hey, there are 3 people in the circle now, who are they? Pop quiz. His name would probably come up most of the time, right?
And it would have, like, forever ago.
Yeah. So well deserved. We hit him up was it on Twitter?
Instagram.
We said, hey man, can we talk to you? And he responded immediately, right?
Yeah, he was like, yeah, just let me know when there's a good moment. And we
Yes,
panicked.
of course.
Yeah.
Just let
Yeah.
me know when
I
is
left
the
and went
moment.
for a run. Trey also left and went for a run.
I started asking everyone I know. Like I texted Chris DeVille. I said, what do I ask Guillermo?
It was just like, I did it as a joke. We did it as a joke because I was like, you should just hit him up because I don't know. I just hit random people up. I was like, hey, I don't know, man. You want to like hang out? And yeah, he's like, yeah, cool. Has he responded since then?
No.
So the
No.
original message was Thursday at 2:49 p.m. He responded at 11:44 p.m. And then you have messaged him 3 additional times, and he's read all 3 messages and not responded.
Yeah, but it
With
might have been-
increasing urgency.
Yeah, I was just like, I love you. I love you.
Did you send pictures?
I'm like, just call and leave a voicemail. I'll give you a random number.
Yeah.
do
Messi
you
is the
love-
flea and Guillermo is the cricket.
I was even telling Dunk that it would come on.
Yeah. Oh man. Anyway, so we're gonna
I
have.
thought we had him tricked.
Yeah.
It's because our
So our logo looks a lot like the crew logo, and he's like, oh, of course.
There it is.
That's how we all feel.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're not aces.
There will be more Aces Radio drops on this appearance on Upper 90
Good.
Club.
Oh,
I can
good.
promise you that.
Good. So
I have twice the THC in my drink this time.
2 of them?
Hello, Adam Hernandez here, fellow crew fan and Columbus-based artist, muralist, and designer. When I'm not making art, I'm looking at art. And when I'm looking at art, I want it to come to life. That's why I made my new augmented reality prints. What's an augmented reality print, you may ask? Well, I make my really cool psychedelic art come to life in the palm of your hand. Check out my website, ahernandezart.com, or at ahernandezart to learn more. They're really rad. ahernandezart.
okay, so that was a long way to set that up. Let's talk about the Circle of Honor. It was created in 2011. Morgan, you know the lore of this, right? This is like kind of it must have been pre-court.
It was your idea.
Yeah.
You named it.
I was like, hey, let me tell you what we're doing tomorrow.
You visited
You're a
Yankee
big circle
Stadium
guy.
and saw the Yogi Berra and the Babe Ruth, and you said someday they'll play soccer here. We should have something similar.
Yeah. If I'm remembering it correctly, they let us vote on the first one,
Okay.
right?
That feels right.
Yeah, we voted and it was McBride, or maybe we voted for Frankie's induction or something like that.
Yeah.
But I remember when it started, it was actually the first day, the day that McBride went in was a magical day. I don't remember like all of the things that happened that day, but there were just like 1,000 little like, oh, there's a good crew memory. Like that was the first day, I think, that after Guillermo left, that he was back in the stadium, and him and Gino were just kind of hanging out above the Nordecke. And there was also that giant Lego Brian McBride that they had there.
Oh yeah.
That was really sweet.
They need to do that
We
again.
killed someone that day. There were like 1,000 different crew things. Like I think I looked up at one point from the bottom of the HSH section and I saw Greg Oden standing like
Wow.
at the top of the Nordecke. I'm like, that's something I'm probably going to remember.
I remember seeing him in game.
I do too. That's
gigantic.
really weird.
I feel like
weird.
maybe he was at Ruby's before a game as well.
He also stands out. Like as soon as he walks by, you're like,
Oh yeah.
okay, that's Greg Oden.
Yeah. I mean, we're a pretty white male
Oh, that's
5'7" fan base.
Yeah.
You know, like if you just had to like ping, that's a crew fan, it would be like a 5'7" white dude. And you just like look up and you're like a bunch of 5'7" white dudes and a 7'8" black man.
Yeah. Soccer fan, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember when we
wobbly
started
knees.
that whole thing, they, like the front office at the time had to choose like the things you had to, like, oh, you have to play this many games. You had to have won this. And it was basically Erica Kress sitting, with a couple other people from the marketing department, just going like, all right, let's write some shit down. And they did that. And, like I immediately started talking crap about it on Twitter, not in a serious way. And she texted me and was like, hey, can you please just like
Stop.
say that you're joking because you know, like everyone's getting really nervous. And she's like, we can change these rules at any time. They're not, you know, like
Then why publish them?
We
one
made
wonders.
this up.
Yeah. So there are criteria for or requirements for induction. I'm just reading this because it's in front of me. I don't know who Swiss cowed this, but an individual must have been retired as a player for at least 1 year, played at least 4 seasons for the crew. There's an exception that says it can be reduced to 2 years if the player is named best 11, wins an MLS individual award, or captains the crew to MLS Cup title in that time. So that would have been Guillermo, or
no.
Was Nagby?
Well, he was MVP.
No, Nagby
and stuff,
didn't
right?
play in 2020, right?
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, because Aiden replaced him in the
final
championship.
Yeah, but they won a championship. So,
but it says, wins an MLS individual award or captains the crew to the MLS Cup title.
Yeah, that can mean anything.
Okay. Yeah, that could mean anything. Yep.
Yeah. I could argue that Mike Clark captained the crew to an MLS Cup title because who else, you know, like, he set the standard for the captains that followed. Like,
yeah.
Why even have rules if you're just going to decide? The front office is going to decide who goes in.
It says appeared in 50 or more league matches for the club.
But we have a coach. Siggy's in it.
Oh, I think there are different criteria for the coach, but
the coaches, you have to be retired for 3 years, unless you can do a triple handstand cartwell, you know, like, and crew cat peed on you.
And we all know Siggy had those cartwheels.
The last one is that you have to have one title: Open Cup, MLS Cup, Supporters Shield, or Champions League title.
Tostitos, Super Bowl.
So
Justin Merrim not eligible. Hate to see it.
Oh man.
Yeah, there you go. He's working on it already. I see it.
Yeah, was that a Merrim plug?
There are lots of plugs with Merrim, my friend.
I'll write down crickets.
Okay.
Actually, there aren't that many plugs with Merrim. There are only a few.
Did you see his most recent?
I texted you that picture. Did I text you that picture?
Yeah.
Okay, because I sent it to so many, or the video sent it to so many people.
Yeah.
As soon as it came on, I spit out my drinking beer. Like, oh my god, I can't believe his head.
As soon as you sent that to me, I was like, "Pam, let me describe this video to you. It's Justin Merrim, and he's got like 3 hairs that he clearly paid money for in the front of his head. The back of his head is completely bald. It's hysterical, Pam." And she's like, "I don't care about anything that you're saying. Please stop talking to me."
You're like, but I kind of care like a whole lot. I also thought it was ironic they were playing Turkey with all the hair plugs.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of bald people in Turkey, which is weird.
Did you guys notice when you turned 40, like all of your Instagram ads suddenly became erectile dysfunction and like hair replacement things?
Yeah,
like,
hair is a real thing.
Well, I think my profile picture triggered all of that. I get
boners all the time. It's the hair.
I could get so many different hair
bummer.
products. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, Instagram knows how many boners I get, okay?
I don't get that one at all.
Oh, the phone's shaking again.
Yeah, Instagram knows what I Google.
Does he only have one hand or something?
Having a seizure.
Have you ever like gone to look something up on Instagram, like at the eyeglass thing, and it's just like, oh, there's a picture of a crew guy. Oh, there's Paul McCartney, and there's 17 almost naked women.
Yeah,
like they nailed me on the crew and on the Beatles, and like I do not use this for porn. Why are there so many porn things?
No.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen to you guys. Okay, cool.
No. Again, mine's just hair stuff.
Don't hit the search button in front of anybody. Just don't.
Yeah, for sure. Don't do that.
That's why I did every night. Instead of charging my phone, I dip it in water.
You see how I come on a show and I make it Aces Radio? Like we stop talking about soccer, like we will just veer into.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's like driving next to a lake, and you're like, "Do not drive into that lake, buddy. I know you want to." Oh my God, he's doing it!
What the hell is that?
Well, I'd jump over that mountain. No, this is just like what happens on break. We just hold it all in as much as we can, and then it's like, we'll go to break. All right, we'll be right back. And then it's like, blah, 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 blah. So this one's going to be just regular. This is a regular one. I'm not even writing down
your listeners. I don't even care about my own listeners. Why would I care about your listeners?
We listen to ourselves.
That's it. It's just us.
Seven listens. Sorry, Mom.
We know that all of our listeners are just Ray Carr from Nordecke.
And it's also E. Nui, who is the perennial winner of every contest that we hold.
Right.
So the Guillermo thing is on July 19th. But he won't be there. The bobblehead has some pretty strong prank David Beckham statue vibes, does it not?
It's Kyle Martino.
Yeah, it does. It looks like Kyle Martino.
Okay, so they were gonna do a Kyle Martino thing. They found, they said you could buy a bunch of fedoras.
We didn't vote for Kyle Martino. We voted for Stiletto. They're like, we already have the bobbleheads.
Right.
No, that's got it.
So the bobbleheads, they have an interesting likeness to Martino, but
it's like the Matt Damon thing from the South Park movie where they got the doll and he looked so ridiculous that they cut out all of Matt Damon's lines. He just goes, Matt Damon.
I remember that.
Though they literally had like him with lines, and then when they got the doll, they couldn't stop laughing, so they called him and were like, you don't need to record. We got it. We're just going to do this. And he's like, fine. And so all his lines are just, I'm Matt Damon, because this doll looks so stupid.
That makes me like Matt Damon so much.
They have it on, if you look it up, I think they have the phone call where they call him because they can't stop laughing when they got the doll. They just thought it was so funny. It's, am I the only one that think? Okay,
was it Team America?
I'm having a blast.
Team America.
Yeah.
Team America.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, so July 19th, but he won't be there.
I think it'd be a sweet bait and switch if he comes out and he's the match igniter.
Do you think that he said that he would do it at any moment? And then
if he responds to us on Instagram, I feel like
maybe he responded to them. They said, hey, we're going to do this circle of
let me know when
it's on July 19th. And he says, that sounds great. Let me know when it would be a good moment. And then they said, okay, we've got it scheduled. We've published it. All of the podcasts have reached out to you. And he's just complete ghost. And so then they had to like post it and say, well, unfortunately, it's a coaching conflict. It's a coaching conflict, but really he just stopped answering them. Stop answering Ty on
he
Instagram.
Has a schedule. His team has a schedule. The crew have a schedule. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Seems like they could figure it out because it's not a full like they don't play.
What is the date?
They don't play the same schedule that we do, right?
Yeah. So why did they pick July 19th?
Why did they do?
There had to be a reason, right? That's what I'm saying. Like you literally picked a date out of the blue randomly in the middle of the season, and you didn't check to see if the guy could make it.
I'm pretty sure they already released like the video that they're going to be playing of him accepting the award.
Right.
Yeah, they very clearly like couldn't. There was like no date that was going to work this year.
Yeah, he has a game on the 20th.
Yeah, but you have probably 250 days of the year that the crew is playing some sort of a game in season. And you couldn't find a date that actually works that the man could show up.
When was the last induction?
My wife.
Siggy, what is that? 4 years ago?
My wife.
That was old stadium. So it was at the soonest. It was 6 years ago.
Should there be more? I'm actually I don't think we've talked about this on our thread or whatever.
It seems too infrequent. It shouldn't be an every year thing,
but
for like
30 years, and this is our fourth.
Every 3 years feels right. Do a little catch up. We talked about this a little bit. We don't need to talk about who should be in it, or like if they were going to catch it up to
Dilly
six
Duca.
people.
Robbie Rogers.
The Robbie Rogers. Well, I mean,
The
I think they put out
Dukes.
that graphic. They put out that graphic
Dilly.
when they hit 1,000
Rogers
games
made
against
it.
Charlotte. You guys saw this. I know that you guys saw this. Morgan, did you see it where they put all the players
Yes.
in like superimposed together? Cucho
Yes, it
was
was
like
awesome.
in the back.
Cujo hidden in the back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Don't remember this player.
No,
But-
because he's an active player. We don't like to
but
put him
the
up
Robbie
there because
Rogers
he's playing
was
for
in
another
that
team
graphic.
now. Is it?
So,
so
yeah, I don't know if you were going to take it to 6. I think you could probably pretty quickly pick some folks to get there. But yeah, I don't know, 10.
Dude, it's existed for 15 years and Guillermo isn't in it. Like,
Well, I asked Lauren.
I don't
this was-
get it. I
So
just
the
don't
quiz,
get it.
the quiz
Doesn't
I
make
gave
any
you
sense.
earlier, or that I mentioned earlier, was the quiz I gave Lauren the other day. I said, Lauren, there are 3 people in the Circle of Honor. 1 is joining now. Who's already in? And she said, Guillermo. I was like, nope. Try
Divorce.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that's crazy. Now, I think Higuain is not eligible, right?
By the letter of the law, but
well, he was best 11 at some point, wasn't he?
I'm
And he played 100 matches, so
He did play.
does he deserve it?
Oh,
right?
hold on. Let me read the thing again. He captained the team to an MLS Cup.
there you go.
Nope.
Oh, MLS Cup title.
Oh, yeah,
There's
yeah.
no title.
No.
Oh,
What are you talking about?
They'll delete
second place
that.
is the title, isn't it?
It's just an Eastern Conference title.
Yeah, it was just the Eastern
Yeah.
Conference.
That's not what this says. It's yeah.
Best in Ohio.
Well, if they didn't play the game, he doesn't get it. Like, just,
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe there's. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so
I mean, besides Pipa, who else would you put in though?
Chad Marshall has to be in there, but no one can go in without Guillermo being in first.
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's just what are we even talking about?
Do you
Chad Marshall's got to be in there.
do you think he
Zalarian,
identifies?
Cucho.
Do you think he identifies
Cucho,
more
yeah.
as a Seattle player?
Chad?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was he there longer?
he was there for a
No.
while.
No. No. He lives in Indianapolis. Like he does. I
he
wouldn't
was
think so.
he was defender of the year we won MLS Cup? Question mark.
He was.
Yeah.
He was at Columbus.
It
for
doesn't
9
matter.
years.
Even if
was
he
at Seattle
became,
for
even if he
5.
became, in
Yeah.
the way,
He played
in the
almost
same
twice
way
the number
that
of games.
like LeBron James doesn't really seem like a Cleveland Cavalier today. Like
Yeah,
he's
no,
still
he would be.
he's
Yeah.
the jersey.
He's still the best defender in team history.
Right.
Like
Did-
he's,
Agreed.
he's the best defender.
right.
I told
You'd
you guys
probably
the
right now take Steven Moreira over him just because of the way that total, soccer is played. But
Yeah.
like this traditionally,
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's the best.
and he was the one. I mean, yeah, he's the one who's scoring the goals on the corners, right? I mean, he was up heading. He used his head for way too much.
Rubalcaba. It's like looking in the mirror.
he had to cover for Danny O'Rourke. Come on, now.
I think
Don't you talk about Danny?
I think
No, I like
I
Danny,
think Duncan
but-
belongs in the Circle of Honor, not before Scalotto, but
yeah, I don't disagree with that. Well, I mean, like this whole premise of like they have to reach certain milestones, like, is dumb
Yeah.
because that might not allow you to include someone like Duncan, even though he played on the 08 team, so he qualifies. And I would make a serious argument now that enough time has gone past and I've forgotten most of his play, but Robbie Rogers from an importance perspective,
Agreed.
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
the first
Moreno, too.
active out gay North American professional athlete, like that's a huge deal, and he's a big part of our story, and that we should celebrate something like that. Would never happen when we're owned by the Haslam's, but
right.
guys like that, like Kirk Urso, there's if you're gonna never issue the number 15 again, and I don't think you should, maybe that 15 should be up on the side of the stadium. Maybe he should be in the Circle of Honor. He certainly wouldn't qualify
yeah,
under any,
yeah,
Right.
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, it should be like all those people.
Why be
no
so
one,
exclusive for
Yeah,
celebrating
why make this
the
arbitrary?
how many players? How many? They've said they played 1,000 games. I'd be interested, and this is a knowable number, that just one that I don't know. How many people have played for the Crew? And then like so say it's 200.
At least 12.
Couple hundred people,
Baker's
maybe.
dozen.
Say, like, what's the right percentage of people to call out as legends? Like,
well, I also think it goes beyond. Like I said, I think it goes
5%?
beyond like on the field. I like Duncan because he like has stayed with the crew. He's still like lives here. He still advocates for it. Like,
he's
Frankie,
woven into
like,
the fabric of the team.
He deserves to be like, definitely like get rid of a lot of that stuff and make it more of like you're just a legend, whether or not you played or not. Like Dante Washington is another one. It's like,
especially because it's not the retiring of numbers. Like,
there's nothing. You're nothing to lose.
Yeah, I was saying I was on the Speakeasy last week because I'm just making a tour of all the crew podcasts, and I was like, it's like the Celtics and the Yankees at some point are just gonna have to have like noises. There's because they've retired almost every number.
Yes,
right.
If we're just saying like this dude was good, like this is just a list of soccer boys that we've put outside of the stadium.
Yeah. Well, and we shouldn't have to fight about Chad Marshall. I mean, he literally has the most appearances in a crew uniform of any player.
Is that true?
Has had to be before
277.
any of those people. Like, let this be like something breaking the dam where it's like, okay, cool. Every 2 years, let's honor somebody and put them in a ring.
And spend more time on that than worrying about whether the alcohol consumed in the Nordecke is properly sanctioned. And we'll talk about that after the break. We'll be right. Trap.
Hey, Columbus. Are you looking for a place to get fit but don't know where to start? Pure Strength and Wellness has everything you need to achieve your personal goals. Whether it's focusing on fat reduction, increasing mobility while decreasing pain, or just generalized fitness and stamina, Pure Strength and Wellness provides one-on-one personal training to get you where you need to be. Located at 734 Garden Road in beautiful Clintonville, their 4,000-foot studio is the perfect place to begin your journey. So come on in and speak to a qualified trainer to find out which is the best fitness package for you.
All right, we're back. That was a long break. I don't know how long it was for you guys, the listeners, but it was a long one for us. We covered a lot of ground.
Too much ground. I think we're done. Wrap it up.
But what we were talking about,
I'm hijacking this. this. Right. This will come out. Oh crap! Tomorrow, Monday. I play a show Tuesday.
Oh, you got a show?
I do.
Tuesday,
Columbus Bicentennial Park downtown. 6:00 Tribute Tuesdays. The Weezer Band is playing.
Wow.
Hold on. Ah, crap. That's what you chose to play? Dang it. Never mind.
Got him again.
Yeah, free outside. I don't know. There's beer, lawn. It'll be a weird show because we're kind of.
Did you say free beer outside?
I didn't say free beer. Free beer. Yeah. Speaking of free beer, go ahead and proceed with.
Great. Yeah. Free bird. Free. We'll talk about that later. Maybe. Is no crew 2 either?
Nope. No crew 2.
Nope. No crew 2.
Okay. Then let's talk about BYOB. There's a lot of drama. I'll just keep going. Don't encourage
the drink
me.
Finally came in. We can't even see Morgan's face. He's just like
we were yeah.
I have the perfect drop for this story.
Read the internet.
All right, from the Nordecke, they said, we have been advised by the security and experience team at LDC that outside food and beverages are being brought into the Nordecke during matches. We kindly ask anybody doing so to please cease this activity immediately. We don't want something so silly to become an issue. Thank you all! ! Heart. And then there's one comment. That comment is again from the Nordecke. It says, this includes
do we have a time? Hold on. Do we have a time? Like, they sent it and you put the hearts on the end. That's closure, right? Then
39 minutes later.
Somebody's thinking about it, right? They're like, well, did you say Did you say specifically about alcohol? Did you
Did you put the hearts? It's like, yeah. It's like, good.
Yeah, but did you say alcohol? Oh, all right. Yeah, gotta get back. You can log back in. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it says this includes any alcohol products. We've been advised that security will be making additional rounds in the section and bathrooms a lot like ICE. They will pursue action against anybody caught violating this policy. Please do not put yourself or others in this situation. Leave it outside. They did not say the ICE thing.
Kicking in stall doors.
That's the dream.
What are you doing in here?
All right.
Pooping. I'm pooping.
Let's be real.
Butt chugging.
Okay. We've all seen stuff that has made it into the stadium that is not sold in the stadium.
By others.
Clothes.
Counterfeit messy jerseys.
Morgan.
Yep.
Flags, whatever it may be. We all know better. Front office got pissed. Somebody said something to them. They're fine. Like, at the end of the day, shut your mouth. And if you're going to bring something in, do a good job of it. And if you get caught, you get caught. And you swallow your drink and you leave. That's it. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Do you think they're going to do the thing where it's like they get caught and they're like, you have to finish all of it right now? Like, if you get caught smoking
on the mega
Like a whole pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, it's like you brought in a bottle. You drink it all right now.
I know some of the cops that work the Nordecke section, and they could care less.
They couldn't.
But they have a job to do, and if they blatantly see something happening, they're going to do something about it.
Because they have to.
So don't be dumb.
Well, so what spawned this is kind of like what, like we talked about it before we started. Like, why would the Nordecke even approach something that is obviously should have came from the front office directly?
Right. Wait, hold on. It's because the front office is getting pressure from another area.
Okay.
Somebody's up their ass about something.
I believe I know why. If you guys would just like me to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on, let's keep talking. No, don't let him
speculate.
There's a very small group of nerds, okay, who
go to Star Trek opening day.
Yeah.
Go to Starbase,
and
which
their
is
names
Star Trek
are
store in West.
Darby, Zadar, and Alex. And they're pathetic. No, there's a group of people that really, really dislike the current Nordecke board. Really, really dislike them.
Sure.
And I say this not just as like a person who is a Nordecke member and has, like years and years of dealing with stupid drama. So I recognize it instantly when I see it. I say it also as a moderator of the subreddit known as The Massive, who has to deal with all of these doxing attempts that come from this small group of fucking nerds, to whom I say, I've got great news for you guys. It's already against the rules to sneak alcohol in and drink it, okay?
Mm-hmm. Right.
It is not up to listen, what they did, and this is just me speculating. I don't have any information. I'm certainly not the beneficiary of any leaks, okay? What has happened is this small group of individuals found a picture on someone's Instagram or Facebook or some other dumb social media thing of, a group of people in the bathroom. There were a couple bottles of airplane size Fireball and just people posing at the bathroom for a crew game. They took it because there's a board member or two in the picture of like 17 girls in the bathroom. So of the 17, 2 of them are board members. Neither one of those board members, it might even just be one, are doing the holding of bottles. Now, mind you, it's not even the drinking of the alcohol. They're just holding bottles, okay? The board members aren't doing that. So they take that and they go, aha, it's our enemies. It's the people we hate. Ooh, I'm going to get these people. So they take that picture, they send it to the front office. And they go, the Nordecke board is breaking the law. The law is being infringed upon. The law. What are you going to do about it? And the front office, who I do not like to defend, goes, well, now we have to do something. We can't just,
Yeah.
So they go, hey, Nordecke. Now this part is complete speculation. I have to assume based on my experience dealing with front office people, about dumb things. Hey, can you guys please make a statement? Listen, we know that you guys aren't condoning this. It's not a thing. It's not part of your platform. but can you do us a favor and send a blue skeet and say, don't drink it. So in the meantime, this group of dorks and nerds, wherever they're meeting, are like, well, get it up on Reddit. So it goes on Reddit and it goes, they post the thing and they're like, this is Nordecke leadership. Look at this. It is irony and outrage personified. Sir, for us enjoying a simple Chinese meal, a succulent Chinese meal, it's that kind of like ridiculous outrage where you're just like, oh my God. And this person's like doxing people. They're naming board members that aren't in the picture, saying that they are the ones. It's like,
how did we get to this?
Little bottles of Fireball.
How did we get
tiki leaks?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But how did we get to this point though? Nordecke used to stand for the anti-establishment, the against the front office, the we're gonna do
checks
exactly what you're going. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna charge us $12 for beer. Well, F you. We're gonna come in hammered and we're gonna drink the entire time anyways. Whatever.
I have never been.
We're gonna take over that.
Been more embarrassingly drunk at a wedding than as the dry wedding that I went to, because
you tell me I can't.
Okay,
I'm going to.
We're going to go to the ceremony. We're going to go to Surly Girl, and I'm going to drink 16, dark and stormies between the ceremony and the reception. And then at the reception, I'm going to go to that liquor store down by the ghetto Kroger, and I'm going to buy whatever Lady Bly or whatever's on sale that day. Ooh. I'm gonna sneak it into the reception, and the cops are gonna make their money for the month at this reception because of how we're acting at this reception.
I'm not trying to be like old hat about this, but you're exactly right. It's like
tip that hat.
When in the world did Nordecke turn into this? Like where we're just turning on each other. It's like, guys, you're supposed to be thinking of ways that we can do these things, not telling on the other people who are doing it.
You're so right. These people are so deep. Like, one of the cool things about crew fandom is it's a very small community, and it's all, we know each other and we all get along. But also one of the unfortunate parts is it's a very small community and we all know each other. And I'm guessing that I know these people, even though I don't know who they are.
Darby.
Whoever they are, I'm sure I know them. And so I'm going to speak to them as a friend right now. And I mean this 100%. Like, you're going down a meaningless path right now. And the thing that you're caring about, it doesn't matter. Like, take a breath, man. And now let me talk to you from the perspective of the former spokesperson of Save the Crew. If everything we do if everything that happens to us is outrageous, and you get outraged about it, it removes our ability to have a soapbox that matters when things are actually meaningful. Okay. Right. If we went through this kind of shit every 5 minutes, like, oh, they're doing this and they're doing that, and I don't like them. And then, the public at large just gets used to Nordecke being a bunch of crybaby tattletales, which is what you people are right now. When we stood up and said, hey, listen, we got to save this community. It's very important. If they can do it to us, they can do it to anybody. People would have gone, oh, Nordecke's mad about something again. Oh, look at them. The Boy Who Cried Wolf is a story amongst all human populations for a reason. It's teaching you a lesson. Please, I'm begging you to hear the story and learn that lesson. Get over it. There are important things worth your outrage. There are so many of them right now.
Oh, wow. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you be more outraged at the $12 and $14 beers that we have to buy?
Yeah, no.
Be more outraged at the prices that we have to pay for the drinks that are legally.
And
there.
it's not like that across all stadiums. There are stadiums that are reasonably priced in the MLS.
The prices that we have to pay for the food when we take our families there. Be outraged at that.
Yeah, and we know that they aren't actually outraged about that kind of stuff. They just don't like these people, and and they're just like they're taking any opportunity to roll over on these people, guys. I mean, again, friend to friend. I'm assuming we're friends in real life. You gotta let this one go.
Yeah, Haas,
it's a bad look.
Out, dog.
There is Haas. Get over it.
Dog.
At the end of this, like we were talking about kids earlier, and it's like he called me stupid. Well, what is the worst punishment that you want out of this? And like, ideally, at the end of this path, like, what is the punishment that you see, and how does it make your life better? And is that what you actually want? You want to spend your time, your precious time on this earth, going after these people eating bananas in the bathroom, having a good time.
Potassium.
Whoa. Okay.
Grow up.
Wait.
Grow
Hold
up.
on. We can attack the banana eating people.
Well, they're going to start petting that dog on the way in, and then you're going to
Eat that
You're gonna have a lot
banana.
of people
Eat
that
that
have-
banana.
Yep.
There's only one
And
person
to
eating
be
banana.
old hat for a second, we used to prevent people from getting in the family bathroom at the old stadium because we were smoking cigarettes and doing drugs inside of it. And they'd go, "Hey, I need to change my kid's diaper." And we would say, "Get out of here, you dorks." Okay?
Does your kid's diaper have drugs in it?
Way worse stuff has happened.
Come in
So
here,
bring
change
them
diaper.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to change my kid's diaper. It's full of hash.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, speaking of poisoning people, let's talk about the interesting news
good
that we
Lord.
saw this week. So last week, while we were recording, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Vancouver
It was 5-0,
was getting
yeah.
taken
Everyone
apart.
lost or won 5-0 last week while we were recording.
Yeah, Vancouver was having the stool pulled out from under them by
Or out of
by
them.
Cruza stool, and they since then.
That's a great joke.
Cruise a stool.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Still, yeah, it's too easy.
Okay, all right, yeah, it's a little too loose, but
Okay, don't throw your shoulder out. Pat yourself on the back there.
Okay. Since then, we heard Vancouver Whitecaps announced that, quote, a significant number, at least two, of players and staff who traveled to Mexico for CONCACAF Champions Final got sick. Club canceled training on Wednesday. Shit.
It was after the match, though.
This was coming from
They
Tom
weren't shitting
Bogert.
themselves in the match, like
Correct. That we know of.
Yeah, they do wear white. This comes after Columbus Crew players and staff got sick before the CCC final in Mexico last year. Tagged Cucho Hernandez. Should I be surprised? That was Tom Bogert.
Yeah, I love that. I love that Cucho chimed in.
I love that Cucho chimed in to the Tom Bogert.
I like that Kucha falling down.
I'm a big fan of that. The whole thing, I could just see him, slicing through and seeing that and be like, phew.
I'm guessing that he doesn't follow Tom, but he probably follows the crew hashtags.
That's true. He probably follows Tom,
which
too.
is even better to me. I love the fact that he's still
on this. I don't see.
Well, the transfer rumors, he should probably start following Tom last year.
We do know that like some people know they got transferred out because of Tom before they get notified by their club.
True.
Tom's like, yeah, sometimes I cut that. And the player's like, are you serious? It's like, yeah, dog, you're going to Dallas.
I'm sure in 85% of player chats, 100% of Tom Bogert's tweets are screenshotted and shared.
Yeah, he says that happens all the time, and it's like, that's cool. I mean, at this point, if you value this C3 at all, I mean, have it in a neutral.
Move it to a neutral.
SoFi.
So in the future,
it's a one-off game.
Who cares?
It's a one-off game. You have to have
let's
it on
be
the
real.
neutral side.
Put it in Dallas. It won't be neutral, but it'll be in the U.S.
By the way, Vancouver had they're missing 16 of the 20 people on their roster for today's game against the Sounders, and they had to promote a bunch of 12-year-olds from their academy. They slaughtered the Sounders 3-0.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Vancouver's
Awesome.
a team.
The Sounders,
the Sounders
were and the Sounders were the ones wearing the Club World Cup cash grab T-shirts. But,
man, their owner was.
well, so
I
I don't want to divert from the
I-
story. What I do want to say is that it's interesting that I'd be interested to see just from the CONCACAF region. I mean, I don't need to see it because we know it. There aren't MLS teams in the Club World Cup, and there could have been. At least, the crew certainly could have made the cut. They have had to, because this tournament is in the United States this year, they've kind of greenlit and paved the way for Miami, and LAFC got to play their way in.
In Seattle.
And Seattle earned their way in.
Yeah, that's true.
The old-fashioned way. by not eating or drinking while in Mexico. But
True.
I don't know. This is a crazy story. I mean, it was crazy like when it happened because our team was so good going into that final.
I saw something about this, and I love this from the fact that Vancouver said because of what happened last year, they took precautions and took advice from the crew. Why would you take advice from the crew? We clearly didn't succeed.
Well, no, they went down 2 days early, and we don't know what they did. They're like, oh, they sent people down for the food, but like, was it like before the king eats, they eat it to make sure it's not poison? Like, what? I mean, you know what I mean?
How
like,
would you like to be those guys? Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna Game of Thrones this, so like, hey, Bobby in Puerto Rico, you want to go on down there?
And this is again the thing that's crazy with that final. It's not on the neutral site, and you were not allowed to go there more than like 2 days before or something like that, which is also nuts. You can't.
Did you go to Pachuca, Morgan? You did, didn't you?
No, I went to Monterey.
You went to Monterey.
Yeah.
Well, the Pachuca thing was at elevation. It was at an extreme elevation. I know they did all kinds of training for the elevation. They just
played on the moon.
They didn't practice with shit in their pants.
That
That's what they should start doing. Is like.
Yeah,
poisoning them and making them play and be like,
yeah, it's like
instead of like giving them gas
Princess
masks,
Bride situation where they're like turning the cups around. Like, whoa, we've been drinking Listeria for the last 18 months.
Joke's on you.
Yeah, it's tough because you can't if you're, we've all been out of the country to places that you don't want to drink the water. And it's not hard to not get sick. It isn't. It's not hard as long as you're paying attention. But that is assuming you're entrusting that a lot of the things that are safe are safe. Like the bottled water. You're like, hey, I only drank bottled water. Well, if there's someone who's a huge Pachuca fan at the 7-Eleven, they don't know it. I don't play for the crew, but if there's a bunch of dudes who play for the crew and they're like, hey, we got a special on water, and they're like, perfect, we need water. That's all it takes.
Yeah,
agua.
And it can't be that hard. I mean, they know where the teams are going to be staying.
Yep.
So anything that's going to be around them is going to be relatively easy target for them to take advantage of. But I mean, for the love of God, just move it to a neutral site.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
The finals specifically. Yeah.
The finals specifically.
Yeah, anything else besides
semis,
that?
You get poison, them the breaks, dog.
Well, and it's all aggregate.
This interesting too. There's also interesting that all these teams go to Mexico. We went to Mexico multiple times, did not get sick. Go to the final.
The games we played weren't worth $57 million.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Why can't we start poisoning people?
Dude, I've been saying that since day one, 96.
You just put a couple drops in everyone's fireball thing, and by the time
give them a poison banana.
I'm
poison
right
banana
there
in high
with
school.
you, Morgan.
Nailed it.
Yes, these are the same bad actors.
The 6 younger gentlemen crime family.
I don't feel safe.
Strike again, man.
Wow.
Yeah, there's definitely like a direct line between those people.
And then, so I don't know if we talked about it, but LAFC did win their way in the waning moments of their game, right? It was like a stoppage or an extra time win against Club America. I think now that I'm having to remember to pronounce it Club America, I think we did talk about it briefly.
Their exhibition game, essentially?
Yeah, $10 million exhibition game.
I just say America because it probably pisses Alexi Lawless off.
Dude, I bought one of those retro screamer Alexi Lawless shirts.
Club of America? Used to be Club of Mexico.
I'm just like, he plays for America in Mexico. You can just, somewhere. Alexi Lawless. Carly Lloyd's just,
yeah.
It's not real America.
Well, okay. Yeah, well, you could say the same thing about the Gulf of Mexico, but...
Hey, that's one thing I agree on. Gulf of Canada.
Without you specifying it, I think we should take another break. We'll be right back.
This This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
All right, we're back. I think what the listeners want to know is what's going on with the guinea pig. We've talked about it for several weeks now.
The one that the eye almost exploded.
Yeah, so the backstory quickly is that his eye almost exploded. Then because I don't know why, but we had emergency surgery performed on the guinea pig's eye.
Emergency surgery in the studio.
So thank you, Oz. Yeah, that's an old YouTube cut from QVC, but
pre-YouTube.
Anyway, was it like E-Bombs World or something?
Yes.
College humor.
All right.
Jesus.
Wow. Who knew that who knew we were so destined for the man?
I was promised way more drops.
Yeah. So we had the guinea pig's eye removed. He's doing great. Mister is doing great. Here's the good and bad news. The good news, my wife is
my wife.
Whose wife?
She did all the work on, the pathology on him. No cancer, no infection.
Cool.
That means that the kids hurt him. The kids hurt the guinea pig. Oh. But we so we've been like softly accusing the kids of hurting the guinea pig because we paid so much money to save his life. They're like, well, it's good that he's okay now. And it's like, yeah.
Which one was the most like the
I got a feeling I know
it's the
who
two older ones. The ones
it's got to be one of the two older
like,
ones. It has to
well,
be.
He's okay now, right? And we're like, yeah, but like we spent more money on a guinea pig than anyone has ever. Like we could buy 100 guinea pigs with the amount of money we spent on this one guinea pig's one eye.
You have to like
speaking of blow dart, you should have just that thing into the woods.
Let it go.
It's the one that drew the picture of me in blood.
Yeah.
Owl snack. That.
You're like, which kid is it? And you have a kid that draws pictures of people.
Most definitely.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Dude, we may never know which one of our children, including
the one that wants to be a veterinarian,
animal.
Yeah,
and the one that has a tattoo of Wednesday as a 5-year-old.
I have, yeah. So
self tattoo.
Yeah. Anyway, so
for the listener, by the way, Mars is petting his dog like he's like a Bond villain right now.
So
like in Voltron, was that the guy who kept painting it? Or Inspector Gadget?
Dr. Claw is who you're thinking of. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so the guinea pig's doing great. Mister's doing great. However, the murderer is still out there. The murderer of his eye. So,
and we may never know who did it.
It's between.
She also stole a flag from
including a little corpse blossom or whatever.
Yeah. So okay. So that's the guinea pig update. Do we have a sting for the guinea pig update, or
we don't? And maybe.
Okay.
But,
I got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Smoke weed every day.
All right, perfect.
Works.
All All right. So speaking of Elon Musk, let's do the rundown.
Yeah, it's a rundown. We're coming to town. It's a rundown. Okay. What we're gonna do is a rundown. Down, rundown.
So this week, even though the crew wasn't playing a game, our run club ran 1,131 miles this week. So I'm proud to report that last week, while we were still, does anyone know the definition of auspices? Am I using that word right? The auspices of the United States.
There's no way.
It's a big bird.
Somebody define that word for
Osprey?
Yeah, it's a big
last
bird.
Week we were last week we were under the auspices of the United States. Now we have crossed the Bering Strait.
Oh, control. It's control.
Okay. And well, a lot of control. Now we're under the control of a big, beautiful country. Where I don't know anything about
Mother Russia.
We don't know
anything about Russia, but let's see. We're about
vodka.
We're about a quarter of the way through Russia. It's big. We're just gonna be.
We got to get through Russia.
We're beelining to Mongolia now.
Yeah, Mongolia is where it's at.
I go south.
You want to look it up?
Good.
We're in a little
Let's
town
go to
called
China.
Verkhney.
Isn't that what happened to Sands?
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we'll get through this, but anyway, so run club update. Last week we talked about President Stacy did her 100. She's doing another 100 this weekend. Looking forward to hopefully seeing you guys on Friday on your way up to Wisconsin for that.
100 miles.
We'll try.
I want to just give a shout out to a non-club member, my wife. I mentioned earlier
how you say that.
I've been flying solo this weekend. She went to Los Angeles. She flew out Monday. She flew out yesterday.
Protest?
Yesterday morning. No, I think she avoided that. There was an all women's half from SoFi last night.
Oh.
Anyway, so she ran a half marathon
Relax.
it was part of like a Nike series. It's like they do like 10 races around the world. One was in LA and somebody invited her to it. So she went and did that. And then there was at SoFi, there was a Doechii concert for only the racers. It's like what 10,000 runners or something.
Who's
only the races?
Doechii?
Yeah. You don't know this?
Did they also get a new crew leak jersey?
Doechii. It's just like hip hop singer.
Doechii?
Yeah, I'm hip, man. I totally get it. I love the band.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so Lauren put up 13 yesterday, but she's not in the club. So we can move on. But
how many did Morgan run? Did Morgan run?
Morgan, how far did you run this week?
Ran?
I probably ran 9 miles this week.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah, total. Yeah.
Away from who?
3 miles 3 times. Sometimes I'm trying recently after lifting to get cardio in. So probably 9 miles.
Okay.
We were definitely part of the club. So that's
I'm
cool.
not joining your dumb running club. I'm not downloading an app.
Are you sick and tired of winning? Is that why?
Then we can
scared
like
of competition?
We can like your running. Come on.
No.
You're like, I'll make your stupid running jerseys and sell them for a
I'll make your
profit.
dumb
Well, I didn't realize
shit.
we were talking to
This is a good time to
Morgan
say
Haslam.
It's a good time to say that.
Can I tell a fun run club shirt story? I think it was Mort's jersey that took forever to get to you. Is that right? Is that
Yeah.
It
It
was
was
months. So
the medium.
When you guys started this, when we started doing the shirts for you, it was right around the time of some hurricane last year.
Yes.
And
the one in North Carolina.
Yeah, it decimated wherever
In
these
Georgia.
jerseys are.
Yeah.
Also people.
Yeah, Georgia, right? And maybe some people. Who cares? And so I couldn't get, and sometimes they would show up as in stock, so I'd order them because a decent amount of people were buying them, and they kept getting affected. And all of a sudden, one day, I got 85 of these blanks in, And I was like, oh, shit, I remember I kept adding these things to the cart. So, all this to say, we have, in fact, not even come close to making a profit on the upper 90.
Definitely not.
However,
do we need to buy more?
if you guys would like to buy additional jerseys, please feel free. I would, I can quickly make
Could you
them
put
now.
like Kyle's crew on them?
Kyle's crew? Yeah, 100%. Got that file saved. Ready to go.
I would
I have one of
definitely
those
buy
shirts.
A crossover of Kyle's crew.
It 100% was a running joke in college, confusing Zach and Kyle names. I still do
This
it.
would be another running joke.
I don't know what it is.
It came out of nowhere. I have no idea what happened. The guy's like, "Who's Kyle?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Obviously,
he's like, his name is Zach." I'm like, "Oh God."
Yeah.
Are those different?
They're not. They're not.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to do some shout outs here, and I'm only gonna stop. I'll stop when we get to one
like
of your names.
5.
Oh man, make it fast.
Make it fast. Mort's at 19.3 miles.
Good job, Martin.
I won the club.
You won the
That's
club.
the first time.
Well done.
How many did I have?
Ben,
I took the dog out tonight just so I could beat you by like
You
half
took
a
that
mile.
dog out?
put
Yes.
that dog
You
out.
took that dog? Do you tip that dog?
What else we got? You want to talk about?
We got a game coming up.
We got a game.
Oh, a big game. Big game, strong game.
Fireworks,
and they're two storied clubs who have made the journey to Mexico and not successfully won their CCC final. Maybe the only two this is a new title, right? CCC. That's new, right? We were the first.
C3.
Yeah, C3. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were the
It's
second.
Champions League.
And both suffered from
being poisoned by the other
poison in Mexico. So we've got
Definitely both ended
Vancouver.
up as
We've
number
got
2.
Vancouver coming up this weekend on the 14th at home.
And their front office tried to sell them as well this year. That was kind of not really, but yeah, they were trying to relocate that team.
Is that true?
And it's awesome that same thing happened when we, with the Save the Crew stuff, we came back and ended up winning. Vancouver came back and actually is like just stomping teams for fun. You said they won tonight, right? They won 3-0 against
they
Seattle.
did.
Seattle had 2 red cards. I just looked up too. And that's without
hate to see
their
that.
like Brian White and their other like good players. So it's like,
So we need to go through our predictions. Please remind us more of where we stand.
Just tables! 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 I can't know how to hear any more about tables.
Well, we know that the 2-1 bot is the top of our table with 22 points because 2-1 is the way to go. And first in the pod is Haas with 15 points and 3 perfect scores, followed by myself with 12, then Ben with 8, Mars with 7, and Trey also has 12 points like me.
it's asterisks too.
By the way, Morgan,
I'm
he
gonna double
comes
check.
last because he lost last year. He always lost. this
Respect.
season. Yeah.
Respect.
So I guess up next is actual predictions against Vancouver.
All right, let's talk about D's
I
next
don't know.
games.
I thought I
You got to
was.
think about that.
I'm already sweating.
Man, I don't even know. Like,
Buckle up, Buttercup.
My tongue is sweating.
I'm not good at doing things.
You're dumb.
Using your human voice, tell us what your prediction.
3-1 Vancouver.
3-1 Vancouver. Okay.
All right,
I love the optimism. That's my favorite part about you.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Anything to add to that? Or no, you wouldn't need to because you used your
No.
human voice to say it and put it out
That's
there.
right.
Okay. All right. Ben, you said 2-2. Every team is missing everyone crap sandwich. Anything to add to that?
No, it's probably just 2 pieces of bread with crap in between of it.
Okay. Between of it. And let's see.
The middle part of the sandwich is the best part of the sandwich.
More, you said 2-2 also. It's all about the number 2s this week. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be a crap game.
That's what I said.
Yeah. It's like a crapshoot. Trey, you said 2-2. Do you want to add anything to that?
That's a tie.
Okay. And Hawes, you said 2-2 to Crew. Anything to add to that?
Nope.
Okay. I said 1-2 Couve.
What is that?
Couve winner. That's short for Vancouver.
He thinks we're gonna lose.
I think we're gonna lose like Morgan.
Oh, you see, you did it right.
1-2.
But then Morgan also just said something as well with.
I just found the chat, by the way. I'm in, boys.
Poop. Yeah, Morgan says poop and penis and dirty grown-up buttholes. He's in charge of his own laughter.
They get dirtier as you get older.
All right.
Why hasn't Apple called you to be on their show?
Yeah.
The Apple show.
Okay.
I'm still using one of your first iPads for one of the worst podcasts it's ever existed.
So everyone said 2-2, except for me.
No one predicted a win.
And Morgan. No one predicted a win except for 2-1 bot. All right, picture this. We're all hanging out. Game's about to start, and I'm calling it now. Crew takes it 2-1. Vancouver's been killing it this season, no doubt. But they just got back from Mexico, where half their squad apparently got wrecked by some bad tacos before the Champions Cup final. That's going to slow them down. Debatable.
Seems racist.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Columbus is going to come out flying it home. Rossi bags one early. Vancouver claws back with a galled goal. But then, boom, late corner, Russell Rowe heads it in. Crowd goes nuts. And to top it off, Sebastian Berhalter's back in town playing against his dad's old team. Hold on. There's one more sentence. It's going to get spicy.
I don't like
I'm
dad's
surprised they
old
didn't
team.
reference Cucho again. That Cucho will win the game for us
Yeah.
or something.
Oh, yeah. They didn't mention Cucho this time.
The daddy issue game, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, so that's on Saturday. Mort, you will be in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, yeah.
Are you going to be able to watch it?
You know, I'll
You got a phone.
That's
right?
a no.
He'll get a phone. He'll be able to watch it.
Yes, I'm 100% going to watch it.
And who's going? I'm sure the rest of you are going. Yes?
I should be there.
Morgan's
Mort
going.
Mort has at least 2 tickets to offer you guys if you're not going to go otherwise.
Wow.
We'll see. I buy a lot of tickets. I might possibly sell them.
Yeah.
Every now and then
614 night. Fireworks.
614. That's right.
Yeah.
How did we miss that?
614 fireworks. There's going to be, it's a lot of stuff.
More importantly, how did the front office miss that? Because it's probably like Chase Bank night.
Everyone gets a
Celebrate
free
your local
checking
banker.
account.
Get a savings account, idiots.
With 0.01
I think it's
APY.
free, like there's like free, it's like a free scarf and free I don't
ticket
know.
package.
Sales are not doing as great as they had been in the past this year.
Okay. All right. Morgan, I don't
Yes.
feel like I gave you a proper introduction. I don't feel like you
No.
need a proper introduction, frankly.
At this point, no one's listening. Go ahead and do your plugs.
Let's see. So you are a father. You are a
That's right.
You're a father. You're also a mother.
Good job.
Yeah.
You're
Good
a
job.
great aunt.
Chinese dentist.
You did it.
A husband, a father, and a friend.
Chinese dentist. And you all walk
Chinese
into a
dentist.
bar.
All right, hold on. So okay, let's talk real talk.
Supporter
now.
supply,
Real talk.
support
Real talk.
that guy.
I know Ben wants to get out of here.
That's right.
Thanks, Morgan, for joining us.
Of course, go to supportersupply.co. Use the promo code upper90boys at checkout.
The hard Z.
Free shipping.
Oh, and there are plenty of Run Club jerseys.
Tons. We got plenty in stock.
Guys, next week we'll talk after the Vancouver game. We're definitely going to not win based on the predictions here. Until then, go crew. What time is it?
What's up, Chris?
Thanks, everyone, for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off-season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go crew!
Okay, all right, Morgan. So pop quiz.
Honestly, it makes a lot of sense.
Pop quiz. What were the names of the 3 ninjas?
Yes.
Tum Tum, Rocky, and I don't know, fucking Squee.
It was nothing